$134,455. That exact figure glows red on the Santa Barbara County Clerk's digital ledger right now. Property tax lien. Riven Rock estate. Current status. Delinquent. The cursor blinks next to Harry Windsor's name. Not Prince Harry. Not His Royal Highness. Just Harry Windsor, taxpayer, like any other deadbeat in California. Meghan paces the marble foyer. Her Louboutin heels click against stone that cost more per square foot than most people earn in a year. The sound echoes through 16 empty rooms. No staff. No security detail. Just silence and the weight of unpaid bills. How did it get this bad? She whispers into her phone. The voice on the other end belongs to her accountant. He's explaining numbers that don't add up. Netflix money that never arrived. Book deals that evaporated. Speaking fees that got canceled. Harry sits motionless on their $47,000 Italian leather sofa. His head rests in his hands. The same position photographers captured when his grandmother died. The same position when his father stopped taking his calls. Now it's become permanent. Hi viewers. What's the biggest financial mistake you've ever seen someone make in your family? The mansion sprawls around them like a monument to miscalculation. 47 windows face the Pacific Ocean. Each one frames a view they can no longer afford. The property taxes alone exceed what most Americans earn annually. The maintenance costs could fund a small town. Meghan stops pacing. She stares at a stack of legal documents on the dining room table. Each envelope bears official seals. Court notices. Bank letters. Collection agencies. The American dream turned American nightmare in real time. We need to sell everything, Harry finally speaks. His voice cracks. Not from emotion. From exhaustion. 3 years of fighting a system designed to outlast individual tantrums. 3 years of learning that fame without institutional backing crumbles fast. The irony cuts deep. They fled royal protocol to gain financial independence. Now they face financial ruin because they lost royal protection. The institution they rejected had been their shield all along. Without it, they're just two people who misjudged their market value. Outside, photographers gather at the gate. They smell blood in the water. Every major news outlet wants the shot. The moment when American royalty becomes American bankruptcy. The cameras never leave. They document everything. The rise, the peak, the inevitable fall. Meghan's phone buzzes with another missed call from Tyler Perry. She doesn't answer. The conversation would be too painful. 3 months ago, he was offering vacation homes. Today, he won't return loan requests. But the money isn't the biggest loss. That distinction belongs to something far more precious. Something that makes Harry's head-clutching a daily ritual now. Royal Order number 17 lands on Harry's iPad with a soft ping. The document carries more weight than any bomb. Princess and signature appears at the bottom. Cold, precise, unforgiving. The legal language translates to one simple reality. Financial accounts frozen. UK assets seized. Royal trust access terminated. Effective immediately. Harry reads the same paragraph 12 times. His brain refuses to process the words. Constitutional safeguards activated. Bloodline protection protocols engaged. Emergency succession measures implemented. Meghan grabs the device from his trembling hands. She scans the document faster than any lawyer. Her background in contract negotiation kicks in. She spots the kill shot buried in subsection 14. They're treating us like enemies of the state, she says. Her voice remains steady. Years of acting training still serve her well. But her knuckles turn white gripping the iPad. The only tell that betrays her panic. The order isn't just administrative. Carries the full authority of the crown. Centuries of constitutional law backing every sentence. Harry isn't just losing his allowance. He's losing his legal existence as a royal person. This can't be legal, Harry mutters. He reaches for his phone to call his lawyer. The same lawyer who stopped answering 2 weeks ago. The same lawyer who cited conflicts of interest when the royal legal team made contact. Constitutional experts will study this document for decades. The last time the monarchy used such nuclear constitutional authority was 1936. Edward VIII. Abdication. Exile. History repeating with modern efficiency. The mechanism works through ancient but still active statutes. Laws written when kings had absolute power. Laws that survived democracy, world wars, and social media. Laws designed to protect the crown from internal threats. Harry scrolls through his contacts. Every number belongs to someone who can't help anymore. Or won't. The difference matters less now. Isolation feels the same regardless of its source. Meghan starts making calls anyway. Her network spans Hollywood, politics, and media. Surely someone can provide guidance. Or at least a bridge loan while they figure out next steps. The first 3 calls go to voicemail. The 4th connects but ends abruptly when she mentions royal constitutional issues. The 5th person claims their phone is breaking up. Digital rejection with plausible deniability. We're radioactive, Meghan finally admits. She sets the phone down carefully. Too carefully. Like it might explode if handled roughly. Everyone's afraid of taking sides against the crown. But this wasn't just a snub from angry relatives. The legal machinery grinding their lives to dust operates beyond personal feelings. The Netflix penalty notice arrives by certified mail. $124 million. Early termination fees for failure to deliver contracted content. The exact amount they thought would secure their future now threatens to destroy it. Harry signs for the envelope with shaking hands. The postal worker recognizes him but says nothing. Professional courtesy from someone who understands when not to ask for selfies. Inside, the legal document spans 47 pages. Each page details specific breaches of contract. Insufficient original programming. Failure to meet quarterly delivery requirements. Breach of exclusivity clauses. The numbers tell a brutal story. 18 months of payments received. 6 months of content delivered. The math doesn't work in their favor. Netflix executives aren't known for charity or patience. Meghan spreads the pages across their dining table. The same table where they once celebrated the original deal. Champagne glasses and victory photos feel like someone else's memories now. They're claiming we took advance money for work we never completed. She reads aloud. Her voice maintains professional neutrality, but her breathing quickens with each paragraph. The contract included standard early exit clauses, provisions they never expected to trigger. The legal team that negotiated the deal assumed ongoing royal status would guarantee content opportunities. Wrong assumption. Fatal miscalculation. Harry paces behind her chair. His footsteps trace the same path he's walked for weeks. Marble floor to Persian rug to hardwood. Loop complete. Repeat. The physical manifestation of mental circling. We can fight this, Meghan says. But her tone suggests otherwise. Fighting requires resources they no longer possess. Lawyers demand retainers. Courts demand time. They have neither. The cascade pattern becomes clear. Royal status loss triggers content access restrictions. Content restrictions trigger contract breaches. Contract breaches trigger financial penalties. Financial penalties trigger asset seizures. Each domino knocks down the next with mechanical precision. They built their American dream on royal foundations. When those foundations cracked, everything collapsed in sequence. Outside, moving trucks idle at the neighbor's house. Someone else's life transition. Someone else's fresh start. The irony stings. They came to California for new beginnings. Now they're leaving for the same reason. Meghan's phone displays 17 missed calls from their business manager. She doesn't need to return them to know the message. Accounts frozen. Credit lines cancelled. Bridge financing denied. The $100 million deal that made a global headlines becomes a $100 million deal that made global headlines becomes a $100 million deal that made a global headlines becomes a $124 million debt that threatens their future. The mathematics of failure always exceed the mathematics of success. But the money isn't the biggest loss. That revelation waits in documents they haven't opened yet. Tyler Perry's assistant delivers the news with professional sympathy. Mr. Perry regrets he cannot provide the requested emergency financing at this time. The words land like bullets. Precise. Final. Devastating. Meghan stares at her phone screen. The conversation lasted 37 seconds. 3 years of friendship reduced to corporate speak and polite rejection. Hollywood loyalty has limits that billionaires understand instinctively. He's protecting himself, Harry says. No bitterness in his voice. Just recognition. They would do the same thing. Self-preservation trumps friendship when legal complications multiply. The silence from their former Hollywood circle speaks volumes. No returned calls from Oprah's team. No dinner invitations from the Clooneys. No supportive Instagram posts from celebrity friends. Digital exile feels worse than physical isolation. Perry's refusal carries special significance. He offered them sanctuary when they first fled royal life. His Atlanta mansion provided temporary refuge. His private jet enabled discreet travel. His connections opened American doors. Now those same doors slam shut with coordinated precision. The entertainment industry operates on reputation above all else. Association with constitutional legal battles threatens everyone's business interests. Meghan scrolls through her contact list. Names that once answered immediately now ignore her completely. Agents, producers, directors, influencers. The same people who courted their attention now actively avoid it. We're box office poison, she admits. The entertainment business term fits perfectly. Studios can't risk association with ongoing legal drama. Investors flee controversy. Sponsors demand clean partnerships. Harry finds Perry's old text messages. Mi casa es su casa. Family supports family. Together we're stronger. Words that seemed sincere 6 months ago now read like empty promises. The pattern emerges clearly. Initial support followed by gradual distance followed by complete abandonment. Hollywood friendship operates on mutual benefit. When benefits disappear, so do friendships. Even their talent agency dropped them quietly. No public announcement. No explanation. Just removal from the client roster and stopped communication. Professional ghosting at its most efficient. The billionaires won't help because they understand something Harry and Meghan are just learning. Money talks, but legal liability screams louder. Constitutional battles create toxic investments. Perry's rejection confirms their worst fears. If entertainment's most loyal ally won't provide emergency support, no one will. They're truly alone in ways they never imagined possible. But Meghan always has backup plans. The question becomes whether her final option will save them or destroy everything that remains. Lady Louise Windsor's signature appears on page 117 of the most damaging document Harry will ever read. Her 17-year-old handwriting looks deceptively innocent. The content threatens to end his bloodline's royal future forever. The lineage safeguard clause activation requires unanimous consent from 3 senior royals. Princess and signed first. Prince William signed second. Lady Louise provided the final signature that triggers constitutional nuclear weapons. Harry's hands shake as he reads the operative language. In accordance with statutes established 1936, amended 1952, the following minors shall undergo identity audit procedures commencing immediately. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. His children's names appear in official royal typeface, not as beloved grandchildren, as constitutional problems requiring immediate intervention. Meghan snatches the document from his hands. She speed reads with lawyer-trained efficiency. Each paragraph makes her breathing more shallow. By page 40, she's hyperventilating. "They're taking the children," she whispers. "Not physically. Not yet. But legally. Constitutionally. The Crown claims authority to determine their identity, education, and future role within the monarchy. The 1936 precedent provides legal framework. When Edward VIII abdicated, his potential children lost automatic succession rights. The statute prevented constitutional crisis through bloodline complications. Now that same law applies to Harry's offspring. Their royal status gets paused, pending an ethics and identity audit, at age 21. Translation: the Crown decides their future, not their parents. Harry reads subsection 12 repeatedly. The language allows Crown Guardianship Office intervention when parental decision-making threatens constitutional stability, broad authority, unlimited interpretation, absolute power. Constitutional stability could mean anything: media appearances, commercial ventures, educational choices. The document grants sweeping authority to override parental decisions in the name of royal preservation. Meghan throws the papers across the room. 100-year-old laws scatter across Italian marble flooring. "They can't do this," she screams. But constitutional law doesn't care about parental objections. The Crown's legal team anticipated every challenge. International treaties protect royal prerogatives across borders. American courts typically defer to foreign sovereign immunity. Legal escape routes don't exist. Harry's phone rings. His father's private secretary requests a conversation. The first official contact in 6 months. The timing isn't coincidental. The Crown wants to discuss terms for constitutional compliance. "Don't answer," Meghan begs, but Harry already knows the conversation's content. Surrender now or face escalated constitutional intervention. The choice between bad and worse. The document includes timeline requirements. 30 days for initial compliance. 60 days for full implementation. Constitutional clocks tick louder than any bomb. But this isn't just about titles and trust funds. The real target sits deeper in the document, buried where most people won't read carefully enough to understand its true meaning. Meghan's laptop screen shows the smoking gun. Page 43 of Lady Louise Windsor's dossier reveals the Sussex Kitchen Media Licensing Agreement. Children as recurring fictional characters. Archie and Lilibet reduced to intellectual property for Netflix content. The document details proposed storylines. Royal children's first day of American school. Teaching grandma's recipes to the next generation. Holiday traditions. Windsor meets Hollywood. Each episode treating real children like scripted performers. Harry reads over her shoulder. His breathing stops completely. The marketing projections estimate $200 million in licensing revenue over 5 years. His children's childhoods monetized down to the penny. "We never signed this," Meghan says. Her voice carries desperate hope. But the signatures at the bottom tell a different story. Electronic signatures. digital timestamps, legal authentication codes. The Crown's investigation uncovered emails between Meghan's representatives and Netflix content development, discussions about age-appropriate storylines, and educational value messaging. Corporate speak for turning royal children into television commodities. Meghan scrolls through the attached correspondence. Her own publicist pitched the concept enthusiastically. Authentic royal family content featuring real royal children living real royal lives. The irony cuts deep now. Harry's hands shake as he points to Clause 7. Exclusive media rights to all child-related content through age 18. His children sold into entertainment servitude before they could read their own names. The Crown's legal team documented everything. Phone recordings, email threads, meeting transcripts, evidence of systematic planning to commercialize royal bloodline for American television consumption. 5 words, Harry whispers. He remembers Meghan's reaction when she realized the Crown had discovered everything. 5 words that neighbors reportedly heard through mansion windows 3 weeks ago. Lady Louise's report includes witness statements, staff members, security personnel, even delivery drivers. The 5 words that revealed Meghan's true priorities when legal pressure mounted. The words appear on page 96 in clinical black text. No emotion, no context. Just 5 words that expose the fundamental disconnect between motherhood and monetization. I gave them the brand. Those 5 words explain everything. Why the Crown activated constitutional nuclear weapons. Why Hollywood allies abandoned them. Why Tyler Perry refused emergency financing. The children weren't children to Meghan. They were products. The dossier includes psychological evaluation summaries. Royal family doctors assessed the children's emotional development. Their conclusions trigger immediate Crown intervention protocols. But revealing those 5 words isn't the document's most devastating revelation. The real bombshell waits in the appendix, where Lady Louise documented something that makes everything else look like childish misbehavior. Harry sits alone in the $14 million mansion, reading a decree on his iPad that says his children are no longer recognized as his children. Not legally, not constitutionally. The Crown Guardianship Office now controls their future. Imagine living that moment. Your phone shows missed calls from lawyers you can't afford. Your bank account displays negative balances. Your children's photographs hang on walls of a house being sold to pay debts you never saw coming. The decree arrives with military precision. No warning. No negotiation period. Just immediate implementation of constitutional authority that transforms him from father to legal stranger overnight. Meghan finds him staring at family photos. Pictures from happier times when they believed love conquered institutional power. When they thought American independence meant freedom from British law. We can fight this, she says for the 100th time, but her voice lacks conviction now. Fighting requires resources they lost months ago. Fighting requires allies who abandoned them weeks ago. The children don't understand yet. They're too young to grasp constitutional complexities. Too innocent to realize their parents just became legal guardians instead of actual parents. Harry's phone buzzes with a text from his father's office. Meeting required. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Bring signed compliance documents. The first direct communication in 6 months. The timing feels like a funeral arrangement. Don't go, Meghan begs. She understands the meeting's purpose. Surrender terms. Constitutional compliance requirements. The formal end of their American experiment. But Harry already knows he'll attend. The alternative involves escalated Crown intervention, international legal battles, public custody hearings. The children deserve better than becoming constitutional casualties. The mansion feels different now, like a museum displaying someone else's life. The furniture belongs to people who no longer exist. The dreams embedded in every expensive purchase died with their royal status. Harry walks through empty rooms where his children once played. Their laughter echoes in memory but not in reality. The Crown's legal machinery operates with mechanical efficiency. Personal feelings don't factor into constitutional mathematics. Meghan follows him from room to room. She wants to discuss legal options, appeal procedures, international law loopholes, anything except accepting defeat. "We lost," Harry finally says. Not angrily, not sadly, just factually. The same tone he'd used to announce weather conditions or sports scores. The Crown wins constitutional battles because it writes constitutional rules. Individual resistance becomes statistical anomalies in historical records. Edward VIII learned the same lesson 90 years ago. But Harry's secret decision to sign the non-objection agreement without consulting Meghan creates a new crisis that threatens to destroy what little remains of their relationship. Princess Catherine's official title changes to Guardian General the same day Meghan's recorded outburst goes viral. The contrast couldn't be more perfectly orchestrated. Royal duty versus American celebrity desperation. The recording surfaces on TikTok first, then Twitter, then mainstream news. Meghan's voice, crystal clear, screaming about brand ownership and intellectual property rights. Her children reduced to business assets in 37 seconds of unfiltered rage. "I gave them the brand. I created their value. Without me, they're just another pair of royal brats." The words loop endlessly across social media platforms. Each replay damages her public image further. Catherine's new role carries unprecedented authority over royal children's welfare. The Queen's final constitutional act before passing created the position specifically for situations like this. Constitutional protection disguised as administrative reform. Harry watches the viral explosion from his phone. View counts climbing past 10 million. Comment sections filled with outrage. The 5 words that destroyed his marriage trending globally. Meghan paces the marble foyer again. Same route, same clicking heels. But now photographers gather outside specifically to document her breakdown. Every public appearance becomes evidence of instability. The Archwell Foundation donor list empties overnight. Corporate sponsors issue statements distancing themselves from recent controversial remarks. Charitable organizations cancel speaking engagements. The brand she claimed to create destroys itself. Guardian General means Catherine can override parental decisions when royal children's welfare requires intervention. The title carries legal weight across Commonwealth nations. International authority that transcends normal custody arrangements. Harry's phone shows text messages from people he hasn't heard from in years. Old army friends, school classmates, distant relatives. Everyone wants to express sympathy or offer unsolicited advice. Digital vultures circling relationship wreckage. The children's relocation to Kent becomes inevitable. Not punishment, protection. The Crown's lawyers frame everything as child welfare priorities. Legal language that neutralizes parental objections. Meghan's entertainment industry contacts stop responding completely. The brand comment destroyed her Hollywood credibility permanently. Studios can't risk association with someone who monetizes children so publicly. But the house sale won't cover their debts. The Netflix penalty alone exceeds the mansion's current market value. They need to disappear somewhere cheap, somewhere private, somewhere no one will follow them. The photographers at the gate multiply daily. They smell the final chapter approaching. The moment when American royalty becomes American tragedy. Cameras never miss the ending. The locked gates that once provided security now trap them inside failure. Every exit leads to public humiliation. Every entrance brings new legal documents. The mansion becomes a gilded prison awaiting foreclosure. But the discovery of an unsigned letter hidden in a discarded packing crate reveals the true depth of their constitutional crisis and the price of defying centuries of royal tradition. Movers carry furniture through the front door like pallbearers. Each piece represents a dream dying in real time. The $47,000 Italian leather sofa, the handcrafted dining table, the custom Persian rugs, all heading to auction houses for pennies on the dollar. The children watch from the stairs. They don't understand why strangers are taking their toys, why their bedrooms are being emptied, why mommy cries behind closed doors and daddy stares at nothing for hours. A moving crew supervisor finds the letter wedged behind a dresser in Archie's room. The envelope bears Meghan's handwriting. To my children, when you're old enough to understand. The seal remains unbroken. Harry takes the letter with trembling hands. 23 pages of explanations they'll never read. Justifications for decisions they're too young to judge. Love letters to children who won't remember living in this house. The Crown Guardianship Office van arrives at precisely 11 a.m. Official vehicles with government plates. Social workers with briefcases. The institutional machinery that transforms families into case files. Meghan locks herself in the master bathroom. The sound of breaking glass suggests she's throwing toiletries at mirrors. Rage manifesting as property destruction. The last act of ownership before losing everything. Two women in navy suits speak with Harry about transition procedures. Their voices carry professional sympathy trained in government seminars. They've handled constitutional custody transfers before. The children's belongings fit in 4 suitcases. Clothes, books, favorite stuffed animals. The physical remnants of an American childhood ending before it really began. Everything else stays behind for auction. Harry signs 17 different forms. Each signature transfers another piece of parental authority to Crown representatives. Legal documents that reduce fatherhood to visiting privileges and supervised phone calls. The Kent estate photographs look pleasant enough. Rolling hills. Historic buildings. Proper English gardens. A place where royal children learn royal responsibilities away from American entertainment industry influences. They'll receive excellent educations, one supervisor explains. The finest tutors, cultural opportunities, character development programs. Everything except their parents' daily presence. Meghan emerges from the bathroom looking like someone attending her own funeral. Black dress, no makeup, eyes that have cried themselves empty. She hugs the children like she's memorizing their warmth. The van doors close with institutional finality. Government vehicles don't slam. They click shut with mechanical precision. The sound of constitutional authority implementing its final solution. Harry and Meghan stand in their empty driveway watching taillights disappear. 47 windows reflect California sunshine on glass that no longer belongs to them. But the unsigned letter reveals something that transforms their tragedy into a cautionary tale about the true cost of challenging institutions that measure their existence in centuries, not social media cycles. Chapter 10. The final moving truck disappears down Riven Rock Road at 4:47 p.m. Harry and Meghan stand in an empty mansion that echoes with the ghosts of what they thought their lives would become. The American dream dies quietly in expensive silence. 6 months from now, they'll rent a modest apartment in Portland. Harry will take a job with a veterans nonprofit. Meghan will return to small-scale acting projects, if anyone will hire her. Normal people leading normal lives after learning that institutions always win constitutional wars. The unsigned letter contained Meghan's real confession. not the 5 words that went viral. The deeper truth about why she believed children could become brands. How American celebrity culture warped her understanding of family. How desperation makes parents into monsters. But the Crown's victory extends beyond individual punishment. This case establishes legal precedent for managing royal bloodlines in the digital age. Future generations will study Harry and Meghan's collapse as a constitutional case study. William's calculated silence throughout the crisis speaks volumes. He never issued public statements, never defended his brother, never acknowledged the children's existence. Strategic emotional detachment that protects the monarchy's future. The children will grow up in Kent estates where royal tradition matters more than individual happiness. They'll learn constitutional history, understand institutional loyalty, become the kind of royals their parents refused to remain. Did William save the monarchy by allowing his brother's destruction? Or did he simply finish what Harry started when he chose love over duty? The answer depends on whether you believe institutions serve people or people serve institutions. The Riven Rock mansion sells at auction for 60% of its original value. The new owners are cryptocurrency entrepreneurs who appreciate its architectural features, but care nothing about its tragic history. Constitutional experts will debate this case for decades. The first successful use of 1936 bloodline protection statutes in the social media age. The Crown adapted centuries-old laws to modern threats with surgical precision. Harry's final text to his father remains unread. 3 simple words that sum up everything he learned too late. You were right. The institutional wisdom that sacrifices individuals to preserve systems. Power hides in everyday systems like constitutional law and custody arrangements. Most people never see how these systems operate until they become targets. Sharing stories like this exposes how power protects itself. The mainstream media won't discuss constitutional warfare because it threatens their relationship with institutional sources. Independent. The comments section becomes a place where viewers can share similar experiences and inspire others to understand the true cost of defying centuries-old authority. Did Meghan's ambition destroy her family? Or did the Crown's ruthless efficiency simply remind everyone that constitutional monarchy tolerates no competition for ultimate authority?